Well, folks, welcome to part 2 of the transfer special, episode 88. If that means anything to you. Yeah, we are building a back-to-back treble winning team. We have a little bit of issues in trying to sell some players because we need to make some money. Don't really need to bring in any other players, but we'd like to bring in other players. Take a look at part 2 of the transfer special. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. See you guys in the video. Right, ladies and gents, we've made another signing. We are bringing Radek Prokopek into the squad. £19 million for the young German under-21 star. 15 caps for Germany under-21. 18 goals for the youngster. Did he play any? He played 20 games for Leipzig last season. 1 goal, 1 assist. So there you go. Albeit 18 of them off the bench. Probably going to be more off the bench for us. Although if we do compare him to Alan Carr, yeah, Alan Carr is the better player. But physically, our young German offers us something a little bit more stronger up front, which is great in my bid. I have made a bid for a midfielder in Riley, 7.275 million. They've rejected that offer. Can we negotiate? I don't want to spend 13.5 million. I think I'm going to have to spend 13.5 million for Riley here. You know what? Just do it. I'll show you his stats. He's a very good center midfielder. I think in terms of being a backup to O'Shaughnessy, I like Riley. He is good. I think he could be a great little player. 23 years of age, so similar age to that of Daniel O'Shaughnessy. I think O'Shaughnessy is miles ahead better, but as a backup option, I think Riley is decent enough. 13 more million is not a bad little offer for the young Botafogo Brazilian international. Or under 21, sorry, he's not international. But yeah, he is in the squad. That is fantastic little news, which does mean he comes straight into the first team. We did send a couple of players out on loan as well. Few more players we're looking at just thinning out the squad at the moment. I've made the decision to keep Begliev and Jaworski in and around the first team. Hansen has been sold, the backup goalkeeper, so I'm going to be looking for another backup goalkeeper. And then I've decided once these players all go, or ones that are need to go, I will be trying to sign a couple of youngsters for our under-19 squad, because I had a look at the under-19 squad a little bit. They don't have many good players in the squad, especially in the terms of goalkeeping. I've got no other goalkeepers at the squad except for the 2 that I have in the first team. So there's a few players that I do want to potentially bring in and go and scout some youngsters. I think it might be very much necessary for us to do that, but I just wanted to point out something. This man, Samuel Iario, 17-year-old midfielder. We brought him in from Udinese for 13 million last season. He is just phenomenally brilliant. He's getting better and better every single day. He is looking so good. Another youngster that I also want to talk about who has had bags of potential, fellow Italian in Roberto Salvati. I am liking this man as a wingback. Brought in from Inter Milan for 5.25 million. And then our Kosovian under-21, 16-year-old left winger. I think he can develop into something fantastic. Came through our youth academy. Unfortunately, I can't secure loans for any of these top players because they're all over they're under the age of 18 for local, for international, 16 for local. So it's in that sort of bracket where we can start giving them off. In fact, can I do these guys? Can we offer them out for loans? The 17-year-olds at least. I don't think the 16-year-olds we can yet. Yes, it doesn't give us the offer to loan them out. So at least if I can loan those guys out. We also have Jabulani Brandt, a South African striker / right wing back. Honestly, I see him as a right wing back rather than a striker. So that's an option. But there's a couple of good guys on here that we're trying to just maybe find some loans for them. In terms of centre-backs, I haven't found anything yet. In terms of the midfielder, we've got Riley possibly coming in. I think once we get those 2 in, we could be looking at maybe just another goalkeeper, just in case he's Right, we are continuing on. Our Rachley offer was rejected. He rejected our contract, saying he wanted a release clause, and I wasn't prepared to give him like 30-something million. Anyway, not a big loss. I've cancelled that concert, but I have found a potential in a left back in Bema Boansi, 20-year-old Hoffenheim youngster, 5 caps for Ghana, 20 years of age. Is he the replacement for Gui? No, he's not going to be the replacement for Gui. He is going to be Gui, not Emre. I wanted Gui. He's going to be Gui's understudy. Obviously, Gui is a much better player, but at 20 years old, I feel like he can still develop a little bit much. I have had a look at other defenders aged about 25 or so, or 23, I think I made it. Gone through this list. There is a name here that I might be keen on bringing back, and he could be the one that replaces Gui if he doesn't. If you remember him, Florent Romero. Do you remember the name? From Royal Antwerp days. We sold him back then for 875,000. I'm desperate to keep a hold of him. Played for the Blue Naneri under 23. Never made it into the first team. We played a couple of games, a handful of games. 2, 1, 3. Never really broke into that first team. Still valued at 44 million. And I mean, he's not a bad player in terms of, is he better than Gui? Maybe physically not, but technically, he could be a much better player. He's got good finishing and can play at left wing back as well if need be. I kind of like them. 44 million is a little bit much for the 21-year-old Dutch. Is he international? I think he's international. Under 21 international. And then the other player that I had a look at was Oliver Daniel here. A decent little left back. Can also play defensive midfielder. Again, 53 million for the French international. Again, when we compare him to Gui, is he better? I mean, he is, isn't he? Everything about him is better, but I don't know if I'm willing to spend 53 million. Maybe if Gui does leave, he could be the one that we look at. Other options I've had a look at is Thorsten Borowski here, German young international, actually. 22 million. Can play left, can play right. I mean, I did look at him. Should we go for Thorsten? Yeah, 22 million? I mean, he'd be a really good understudy. 19 years old, and we need more German players. You know what? Let's do it. Got a release clause of 35.5. Will you take 22? I mean, if you take 22, that would be ideal. 23 plus 11, which will make it just under that in 2 installments over 6 months. We'll make it 6 installments, and I'll give you 7.5. Let's go 21 million and then 70.5. Suggest? I'll take that. Right, that's a good offer. Also, by the way, we've made an offer for a young goalkeeper in John Cool. British goalkeeper. I think he's English. He's Scottish. Under 21. He looks very good. 18 years old. Crisp player. Let's see what happens. We're still looking for that midfielder, though. Right, I'm back now to do some contract negotiations, because you know what? You guys need to see contract negotiations. So we're going to start with John Cool, the 18-year-old backup goalkeeper. That's exactly what he wants to be. No additional promises. Got bags of potential. 15,000 is not a bad one. Take that away. Winning the Champions League, you get 41,000? No. I think that's a decent offer. Can rise up to 24. 16, okay. You know what? Take 16. I'm not too upset with it. And this is the one that I'm more interested in securing 65,000 for wages. He is listed as a wonder kid. Wants to be a squad player. That's fine. That's all fine. But 65, 68. That is a lot. That is definitely a lot. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take out, you know what, the second one. Take both out. 68,000. Can I go reduce this down to about 51,000? I'll give you 21,000 there. Clean sheet bonus of 11. Unused sub of 9.5. And then your signing on bonus for your thing, 475. And I'll give you 3 million for 51. It's gone up to 83. Can't do 83. That is not going to fly for me. Most I'm willing to give you is about 62. I can give that wage a bit more. Sign-on percentage fee of 10%. That's fine. He's added a whole bunch of other stuff. The unused sub fee's gone up to 12. International cap bonus of 10. It's a lot of money that we're going to be spending on. Take that out. So just that. I think this is what I accidentally clicked twice, I think. No, I can't justify 83,000. Most I'll give you 65. Yeah. We'll try again a bit later. I think he is good enough. It's a good backup option. But I'm not willing to spend that kind of money. That is a lot of money, isn't it? It's so much money. I mean, just to put in perspective, our squad, Cavier just signed a new contract, making him the highest earner at 78,000. To make a 19-year-old the top earner is just absolutely ridiculous. Man, oh man. I mean, he would be a good replacement, wouldn't he? He really would. Anyway, we're going to move on. Maybe we'll find something else. We'll try again a bit later. Well, folks, our 17-year-old Jabulani Brandt has moved on loan to Kaizer Chiefs. I actually had quite a little bit of a look at the Kaizer Chiefs team, and Gert Nkosi was probably the pick of the bunch. Not a great little defender in terms of positions we need. I haven't really looked at the other teams. Looked at Tami Sitole as well, who's not a bad little individual and will probably be a cheap little alternative as a midfielder. Tato Mbaso was another one that I looked at as well. So, I mean, not great players. Liberty Moyo, their star player, is wanted by Milan, Cagliari, and Lecce. Maybe they see something in him. The South African, 2 caps for South Africa. I did actually end up looking at the South African national team as well. Remember, we did have a world-class South African in the team who I don't see is in the team anymore. Brenner. Remember Brenner, the right wing back? He's not even in the South African national team anymore. That is sad. I was actually looking for him. Malagas, though, is the pick of the bunch in terms of defenders. The fact that he's 29 years old does make him a little bit undesirable for me. Also had a look at Lolo Mbaso. Jumping reach of 20 made it very, very appealing. And the fact that he's very strong on the left foot. The only issue I have is when you click on ball-playing defender, a first touch of 5, a passing of 3, and a technique of 7. I mean, he can jump. He can definitely jump. That is something very, very, good. Then I also had a look at the 2 midfielders in Jules. Yeah, Walter Jules plays for Hoffenheim. Very good central midfielder, except he's very much right-footed and doesn't really fit what we're looking for. And then Vincent Chilo, probably the weaker of the 2, but again, very right-footed. Kind of looking for that left-footed O'Shaughnessy type of player. I also looked at Kamogelo Kumalo here as well, who seemed to be a little bit better, but then I saw he's on 100,000 a week wages, and I just kind of stopped looking at that. In other news as well, though, we have officially signed John Cool, our 18-year-old goalkeeper, and Brandt, we can accept that as well. Click continue, and Lombardi wants to discuss matters. I don't even want to look at that. But anyway, we have officially finished starting some players. He probably wants to start more games, I guess. But this is actually a decent little signing. John Cool, I mean, in terms of first team, is he better than Silva? I mean, there's definitely a lot of improvement. But I don't really want to drop Silva. Unless I sell him. Will Silva be the third choice? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We do need a few more goalkeepers. Anyway, I'll start off the Lombardi thing. We'll come back with some more news in a bit. I mean, Lombardi had an issue that his price tag was too high, which I didn't actually know I had a price tag on him. I lowered it to 30.5. Leon have immediately come in for an offer of 30 million. Fiorentina want him as well. He is the type of player that I probably would sell. It is a £5 million profit. He hasn't been great. We do have Macy's who's going to come in there. That does mean that I'm going to have to desperately find 2 now backup defenders at reasonable wages. I mean, he's on 69,000. I'm just going to accept it. I'm going to accept that. Let's see what happens. Right, ladies and gents, we're back on the screen because I want to show you the team. This is the starting lineup as it is. So the starting 11 is pretty good with a little asterisk over here if anybody does eventually. The interest is gone in him, so he should be staying, which is great. The same with O'Shaughnessy. I'm still in an R if he is going to be interested. There's teams that are actively interested in PSG and Bayern Munich, with Man United and Everton both rumored as well. So this one is a little bit of an asterisk on there. 80 million I will accept. I have to accept. In terms of backup, you can see we need now 2 centre-backs. One to be Goy's backup and one to be Messiah's backup. The issue with Messiah, if I do find someone a little bit older, a little bit better, I'll bring him into the first team and bring Messiah down as a backup option. And then we do need a backup for O'Shaughnessy as well. We have sold Spicht. He has now left the club. I do have Jarwoski, who has had an exceptionally good preseason so far, who can step up in that position and is probably most likely to step up in that position. I do want to keep him in and around the first team alongside Bagliev this season, just to try and give as much minutes as possible. And then Kul will be the 3rd choice goalkeeper. We will send him down to the under-19s where he can develop. And then Stutz, Kauter, Zetovic, and interested Lombardi. I've taken him out of the team because Lyon have made the 30 million, and I think he will go to Lyon. With all that being said and done, we have potentially 2 centre-backs that I want to bring in. The first one being Torsten Borowski here. He looks like he could be a fantastic one. We had an offer made for him. He wanted a lot of money. I'm trying again. They accepted the amount. He rejected the contract. He's not ready to talk to us, so we'll try again in about a week or two's time. And then the other centre mid, rather, wasn't centre back, that I've looked at, Hamza Zakaria, 10.5 million. Fantastic little Moroccan international, 61 caps, 2 goals for Morocco. I think he's a decent enough backup option to O'Shaughnessy. I mean, you can see O'Shaughnessy is better, but not by much. He is about 2 years older than him. Also, we got to fight against Real Madrid. Man United, Lyon are also interested in him, so we might not get him. In terms of other players that I had a look at, there is 1 or 2 that I've added to my shortlists. I've updated these shortlists a little bit. You can see I've cleared out some names. There's 2 on here that I'm very, very keen on maybe signing. One is Leso Carvalho here, a centre-back. I think he could be the man sort of in the middle. If we just compare him to Messias, I think he's a much better player than Messias. So there is that element. He is a little bit older. The only problem is they want 42 million for him, and I don't think I'm willing to spend 42 million on Leso Carvalho. The other player that I am quite interested is Roman Moreu. If Zakaria says no, I think this might be the one to take. He is a lot more expensive. It will cost me about 40 million in the kitty for that one. We do have 80 million to spend. And then the other one I liked is Simone de Blasi, but he will cost about 38 million. As a centre-back, I feel like he could be the one, but at 115,000, and when we speak to the agent, 125 to 150,000. Even when I say his wage demands are ridiculous, he refuses to lower it. So yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Kept him on there just in case. Yeah, like I said, him, we just have to wait until he's ready to talk to us again. And then the other 2 are just there for backup options. Andre Barr, still, we don't really need him. And then the other centre-back that I'm still umming and erring is Vince Gino Hinderlink. Once upon a time rated as a wonder kid. He has since lost that status by the looks of it. He's just listed as a defensive midfielder. He's lost the wonder kid status. That's a bit sad. Anyway, we'll keep you guys updated with what happens in the squad. You're not that good, mate. You can't go from 18,000 to 165,000. I'm sorry. No. I'm not making that offer. We are going to go with our second choice. That was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Come in, Yamura. You'll probably be you're going to cost me a little bit more money, but oh. 34 million? I'll send you 34. You feel like you can get more? I'll give you 36. Make the offer. 36 million is decent enough for a 21-year-old central midfielder to play as a backup to O'Shaughnessy. How much would they take? 16 to 23 million. His wages aren't that bad. You know what? I'm going to make that offer. It is someone we need. This is what I gave before. No, it's not. That's what they wanted, and I rejected that. But you know what? I'm going to add some installments here. 3 installments of 5 million each. And then I'm going to lower this 10 million. 22 million is still not a bad offer, is it? They've increased it. I mean, that's not the worst. That's not the worst offer ever, is it? No, I'll take that. For 22-year-old centre-back. Potentially better than Messias. Although Messias is listed as a wonder kid. They've accepted the offer immediately. Let's see how much he wants in wages. Between 44 and 53,000 is not a bad option. He wants to be a regular starter. He wants to win a condition. We're not going to improve the tackers because we do really need one more, I think, striker. But at the moment, we need to sort out our defensive issues. 55,000 is acceptable. He wants 61 instead. How about 58? And then I'll give you 2.5. He's happy with that. That is a good deal. I think he is a good backup option, even maybe first team starter. Either way, I think he will be in the thing. I just saw Man City signed Lenny Yoro. Did Man City really sign Lenny Yoro for 3.1 million? 34-year-old Lenny Yoro. What do I know? He's still damn good, isn't he? I mean, let's be honest. Lenny Yoro could easily be that left-back option that we need for GUI. In fact, he's better than Goey in everything except his physicals. Crazy times. We've got about 2 weeks left until the season actually starts. We still need another centre-back. We still need a central midfielder if this man doesn't accept it, Muar. Then negotiated to 36 million, 46.5 million with 40% of the next sale. Right, let's do some negotiation. I'll give you 20 million up front. I will add installments over 3 years of another 10 million. And then I'll add, after winning the Champions League, you can get another 10 million. They've instantly just shot it up to 67.5 million. You're not going to get that then. I'll give you 26 and 24 over 3 years. That'll take that. I think that's a good deal. I do think that's a good deal. Let's see what happens. Well, guys, the time has officially come. PSG have made a 61 million pound offer for Daniel O'Shaughnessy, rising to 65. It's not very clause heavy. It's only, what, a couple of million in the clause stuff there. I want 80 million. That is his release clause. I don't need any of this other stuff. You give me that, you can have him for 80 million pounds. I don't know what that means. I said suggest. Does that mean they've accepted it? I don't know. Okay, we'll find out. Leipzig want Emery Michael, 12 million pounds for him, non-negotiable. Only 2.5 up front. 3.2 over 3 years is just... It's a little bit of a slap in the face, to be honest. Emre Michael, he's valued at £8 million. I like this guy a lot, and I don't see the need in selling him anytime soon. So I'm just going to reject that offer, because that is just an insult, to be completely honest. A couple of other loanees and stuff out there. I am just eventually just accepting everything for all these guys, just to get them out of the club and hopefully get some first-team football. Alan Carr's linked with a move to Manchester United, valued at £68 million. Alan Carr, just a heads up, we bought him for 34 million last season, scored 15 goals for us. Don't think I'm going to sell him for anything less than 100 million. 28 years old though. I do need one more striker. Question is, will I be needing 2 more strikers? I don't think so. I kind of like Alan Carr. I like Prokopek as the backup option. I don't think I need really to focus too much on that, hey? Yeah, I don't need that negativity in my life. Let me put it like that. Let's see what happens with O'Shaughnessy, though. 80 billion. I don't know if that was accepted or not. It says the bid is there. I don't really know. Yeah, they've made a bid for 80 million. Okay, so it has been accepted. No. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Paris Saint-Germain offer for Daniel 80 million. That is his release clause. O'Shaughnessy could be leaving for 80 million. Just in mind, we spent 39 million for the Irishman. Who, I mean, as a midfielder, if you look at those results, they're not great, are they? But what that does do now, if he comes out of that spot, it does leave a gaping hole in that midfield. As you can see here, between Schumacher and Michael, there's only Rao and Bushten who can fit in there. And is there a world where Rao and Bushten are the 2 starters? I mean, sure. I could see that actually happening. Do we need it? We still need another midfielder though, hey? We do have that other guy we made an offer for in Morale, who, I mean, on paper should be a decent little replacement. Probably a backup to Rao, I think. Or Bushten. Do we need to make that offer? That is the big question. Do we need to make that offer? Oh, well, guys, like I predicted, Herman Lombardi has left the club. 30 million is in our bank account. Lombardi does leave. We do have to pay a couple of other stuff around there. We are still scouting some players, but what that means for the club in terms of finances, we've made a lot of money so far. And yeah, I've got 105 million to spend, 215,000 in the wages. We have sold a lot of players. We have brought in a lot of money when it comes to the transfer history. You can have a look here. So far, we've spent 33 million in just 3 players, with Schumacher, Prokopek, and Cooley all coming in. We have sold 100 million. That could rise up to 180 million if O'Shaughnessy leaves. Just to clarify, Inugay with 52 million, Zanotti with 7.25 million, Kara 575, Hansen 56, Gallic 1 million, couple of loanies as well, Rivi for 1.7 million, Specht for 3.2 million, and most recently taking us up to 100 million, Lombardi with 30 million pounds on that one. By the way, the Jan Inugay is full profit. This man came through our youth academy back in the day and has absolutely 21 years old only as well. He's a very valued at 126 million. I don't see him being that good. I really don't. He's on 82,000 pounds a week from Hoffenheim. In terms of our players, Carrier valued at 101 million. That's because he signed a new contract with a 104 million pound release clause for 5 years. We also have O'Shaughnessy worth 80 million because of that release clause. Villar at only 21 years of age, valued at 76 million. And then for me, one of the big ones, 18-year-old Juan Messias, valued at 74 million. Just to remember, we picked him up for 11.25 from Pachuca. in Peru. That is just, well, it's actually Mexico. Do they have anybody else that's any good? Any centre backs maybe that we can poach from you guys? William isn't bad. Not left-footed though. I kind of need that left-footed. Andre is not good at all. And they don't have any other centre backs. Strikers, Solis. He's average, isn't he? You know, we should go look at San Lorenzo. San Lorenzo, where we got Villar from. He has been... They've produced some decent players. Do they have any good centre-backs? They've got Lucas Dominguez here. I'm not impressed. Hooligan? Still not impressed. Anyone else? Real Milano? I mean, you're more of a midfielder. You're not bad as a midfielder, but I think you're great. Strikers, Abba? We're going to keep scouting. Right, so we've signed our first of our centre-backs that we're looking for. Eliseo Caravella from Sporting Lisboa. 26.5 million on 58,000 a week. He will come in to be the backup to Maisies in that central of defense. Could potentially also be just a backup to Gay as well. I think he's just a very good centre-back to have in the team. With that also being said, we're still waiting on Roman Moreau. Browaski, again, rejected us. He's got no intentions of coming to us, so we're going to have to look for a new centre-back. I'm going to go look through some of these players. Maybe there's a centre-back in here that we could find, or a youngster. In terms of a new sponsorship deal, we're now £156 million in the profit. 95 million still left to spend. Fantastic, the result. Let's hold a press conference. Hey, I haven't done one of these in a while. Yeah, let's just click everywhere. Well, we're happy to have Eliseo in the team. And with that being said, we can just quickly jigger this up. I had just, because some of the players are international duty. Let's take a look at how it looks now in the first team. Well, this is how it should be lining up. Ignore that Bestin and Rao are both on international duty with Germany under 23s. We've got Kerry and goals, Kushas, Maces, Gui, Cesar, Villan, Bushten, Rao, Bibi, Minuagazen, Minyo, Iñaki, and Alan Carr. Our backups will be Silva, Ortega, Carvalho. We still need the Gui replacement. Satkowski, Schumacher, Korwaski. We need a Rao replacement, which hopefully would be that new guy, Morao, coming in. Michael, Arnold, Popopik, Bagliev, and Struts will all be there. Struts, if I do find another good striker, I might send him out on loan and bring someone in. And then I am going to look for another midfielder just in case of emergencies, as well as another defender, I think is quite important. And then maybe a winger who can play left and right. And then I think those three players, if we can get those three in, along with Moreau and Gui, so that's what we're 3 or 4 players that we're actually actively looking for right now. I think we should be fine. And I think we could be having a Champions League winning team. At least that's the hope and dream. I'm going to go through the scouting update. Let's see what the scouts have found me. Well, going through that list, I have found Ajax Philippines International, 62 caps for the Philippines. Miguel Caballero, 26 years old. This guy looks very, very good. At 34 million, not a cheap option. I don't like the fact that his jumping reach is only 8. But he is an option I am going to add as a possibility. I am going to keep going through this list. I'm looking at basically midfielders, defenders, basically any position that I think we could have someone like Terry Okono. A lot of nice pros by the look of it, not the greatest at jumping. Although in fairness, we don't really do much of the jumping in that sense. Said Bora, central defender, not that good mentally rather. He's a left back. We don't need a left back. We don't need an attacking midfielder. But can you play in the midfield? You can play all across, Yanni, but not that good. Your technicals aren't great. We need someone with good technicals. Benjamin Garber, a French youngster, not great at all. I'm just going to keep going through this list. Maybe we find someone, maybe we don't. Am I crazy to spend 25 million on an English youngster? Amazing physicals, good technicals. I don't want to spend the money on him. in and around the first team, can play on the left-hand side as well. Am I crazy to think that maybe he is someone that we could be bringing in? What does the agent say? We're keen on signing him. 45,000 is not a bad thing. I mean, let's try. It's not a bad option. We'll start off low. And let's see where they can go from there. 26 million plus, I'll take that out. And I'll give you 24 million. That's the top end of his valuation. They will take it. I kind of like Uitable. I like him. I think he could actually be a very good left attacking midfielder as well. If we just compare him to, let's say, Iñaki. I mean, it's there, isn't it? Yeah, I think I found my new starter on that left-hand side. But compare him to Arnold. I mean, yeah, there's no brainer. That's where he's going to be slotting in. Uitable, I mean, as a first-team player, I didn't expect to find a first-team player, but here we are. Who else does Arsenal have? Alejandro Griffin. I mean, oh. No, is he only worth £1 million? He's 22 though, so he's not going to develop much more. So that's kind of like where he will be. Am I going a bit crazy that this man's worth $1 million? I mean, his mentals aren't great. But where it matters, he's not a bad player, is he? As an attacking midfielder, I mean, finishing is just a bit poor, but everything else is not too bad. He'll be more of an advanced playmaker, I think, with flair of 12. I don't know, he's a weird player. The fact that he's valued at less than $1 million is a bit weird. They also have Taravendi, central defender, right-footed. Not great technically, so we'll just give him Vittorio Rossi here. That's the thing. I think Griffin is a better player than this guy. Arsenal got a lot of midfielders. He is 16, this guy. He's 20. He's 20. 16 under 21 caps. I mean, his technicals, if they were a bit better, I would consider something like that. We don't need a right back. Poke, central midfielder. He's all right. We'll just keep looking. Maybe we find someone else. Well, I almost had a heart attack when I saw Jean Michel was injured. It's only 3 days. Bruised ankle is fine. But the other news is we've signed a midfielder. It's going to cost us £50 million for Roman Moreu. I like him. But now I'm considering, is he actually worth 50 million? If we compare him to Daniel O'Shaughnessy, O'Shaughnessy is the better player, technically. And then when I do this, because I want to give Sven Rao a little bit more chance, I'm leaning to, I don't think 50 million is worth it. I kind of want to stick to Rao and Bushden as these two central midfielders and maybe look at bringing in something a little bit cheaper. I'm going to delay it. It is very clause heavy in terms of the amount. I think we only pay like half the amount up front, yeah. But 50 million is a lot of money for a player who essentially is probably going to be a backup. Or, I don't know. Let's just see what happens with O'Shaughnessy first as well, I guess. I don't want to sign him in and then Shaughnessy rejects PSG. That could happen. We got our man. Yeah, we did. Woo! This is a good signing. Over on the left-hand side, Uitable is in the club. Let's sign him up, register him, make sure he's good. Lots of news then. I saw something that's going to be quite interesting. You can register you. I haven't registered you either. Everybody else registered? Good, great, awesome. Send him on and learn some German. And I did see it, and I think you guys have spotted it. Daniel O'Shaughnessy has left the club, won the Champions League with us in 2040. £80 million. Celtic get 2 million from the deal, and Treaty United get 1.25 million. Daniel O'Shaughnessy moves over to Paris Saint-Germain, and immediately his transfer value has gone up to 177 million. That is ridiculous. I mean, they did have a 31-year-old Ebu Becker and a 35-year-old Kobe Mainu as their two central midfielders. It's a very aged squad, isn't it? This team. They do have Sato. This guy was quite good. He did pop up on my list back when I was looking at O'Shaughnessy. Is he maybe the option that we could be looking at? He is a bit cheap as well. He was an option, and I think, in fact, it was just before that time, I think. But he was an option that came on my list, and he was expensive, and I decided to go for O'Shaughnessy instead, who wasn't exactly cheap, but it seemed like a better deal at the time. But Daniel O'Shaughnessy, he'll do well at PSG, I think. I think he'll do well. Anyway, we need to go find some more players. We're still waiting on Moreau. I'm still umming and ahhing whether I want to sign him or not. I feel like there's better players out there and cheaper players. This is the starting 11 as it stands right now. Kuter has... Actually, it's not the starting 11, I just realized. Because he needs to come into the team. Or Iñaki. Iñaki will come onto there. There is a world where I might even sell Iñaki. Did have a good season last season. Only 5-4 though. Not great. 6-4. We expect a little bit more goals from him. Arnold, I think I'm just going to keep him because he's German. And it helps in the Champions League, even though he didn't have a great season. I feel like Oluwabi is a much better improvement out on that left-hand side. Him and Bibi, I'm expecting some big goals from him to play as an inside forward and winger. In terms of the defense, we still need one more defender. Then I feel like another central midfielder, maybe two defenders and a central midfielder, and we should be fine. And saying all of that, I have set up requirements. We have 3 defenders in here. Leo Chavez here. He's not a bad option. Eduardo Gomez is not a good option. And Luigi Pacianto is not a great option either. I've had a look at the midfield options. They're not great either, to be completely honest. I think I'm not going to take the Moreira offer. I think it just makes sense in my mind. Like I said, the week coming up, we've got our 2 games. We've got the UEFA Super Cup and the Franz Beckenbauer Super Cup games coming up in just about a week's time or 2 weeks' time. I need to try and sort this out. We're going to come back in about 2 weeks. Maybe we have some players. Maybe we don't. Who knows where we are. Right, ladies and gents, with 4 days left before we get to our first game, we have made a signing. I've decided to go for Alejandro Griffin. I don't understand why he was so cheap. 1.2 million. My scouts think he's a B-plus player. I think he's probably a little bit better than that. I do like the looks of him. He's a good midfielder and good extra body in that midfield. Came through Arsenal's youth academy. Australian youngster. Australian international, actually. 13 caps for Australia. And he's not that bad, honestly. He will slot straight into the team as a backup option. Javoski will move over to the left-hand side because he can actually play a little bit better on the left-hand side. And I've been using him as Raul's replacement. It does mean, though, that we are still needing a centre-back. We are only 2 defenders in the squad that are for backup. Ideally, I would like 2 more just to help breathe the squad a little bit more. I think that is quite an important one to have, to be honest. That centre-back and maybe another centre-back. But as it stands, the current squad, excluding our new player, is going to be 24. So 2 more players, 26. I think that's a good one. Whether we sign them in the next 4 days, you guys need to tune in and find out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the transfer special. That is, I suppose, in a way, kind of what I expected. Not a lot of signings, more selling, just building a good depth in squad at the moment. The big sell of O'Shaughnessy and Lombardi is a big one, but I feel like we've got enough backup players to really solidify those sells. And I mean, we made a profit. We made a profit, which was good. Join you next episode. We start our campaign and our dream of being back-to-back treble champions. That's the only reason I came back for one more season. That is the reason that we're doing this all over again. Back-to-back treble winning seasons. Stay tuned. Your boy, the Vaslap, is out here. Peace. Chicken grease.